届くまで夜明けの訪れも許せないまま全ての君の言葉が全ての君の仕草が僕にはまだ儚すぎて差し出した僕の手に触れることはない冷たい君に口づけを交わした何度も君の名を叫び続けても降り積もる悲しみは誰にもせないこの出会いさえ過ちと刻まれ続く罪の中で震えた全ての
Hey guys, this is Phoenix here with another paint job tutorial, and today I'm going to paint my new GMP M14, which is why I got it black, so that way whenever the paint wears down the black will show through and give it that kind of rugged look, but that's beside the point. When I was about to paint this gun, I decided, you know what, I'm going to try a new paint scheme and see if that works out. I'm going to go for a kind of a rugged digital design, see if that works. We're kind of like how digital is not really there, but it still kind of gives off that feeling of digital, if that makes any sense. But just stick around through the tutorial and you'll see what I'm talking about. And for this tutorial, the items you will need, pretty much the same items you're going to need for my old digital camo paint job tutorial. You'll just need khaki paint, brown paint, olive green, and a clear coat finish, along with some duct tape and an X-Acto knife if you still need that. But what I'm going to do actually is, instead of making new digital patterns, I'm going to do what I instructed in the previous tutorial and use the females as a stencil. So if you kept those lying around, you can just tape layers around the edge to give it that border to prevent the back spray. And once you get all that done, then all you gotta do is apply the first layer of khaki. Okay, so now that you've got your primary coat, which should be khaki, on your gun, the next step will begin. You're going to need your stencil. I recommend going big first, and your brown flat paint. So what you're going to want to do is just layer it over any position on the gun, and just lightly spritz. And I don't know if you can see it, but you see how it's kind of like a worn digital pattern? That's the look we're kind of going for. And you can constantly reuse the stencils by turning them at a 90-degree angle to make new pattern styles. So there we go. You see that? See how it goes from digital and then faded? Well, you'll probably see that in the close-up I'll provide later on, but okay, so I think 3 of the first big would be enough. Let me now I'm going to use the second big stencil. Kind of windy today. Now, these smaller stencils will be slightly easier to put on the gun because all you have to do is just spritz. Layer it over a certain area and just like so. And then you just continue the step with the multiple stencils until you get a decent pattern. then you should come up with a pattern somewhat like this. Now you could go more brown on the gun if you want. It's really up to you, but I believe that less is more. I'm kind of pushing the midpoint area, and I think it looks pretty good so far. So we'll wait for that to dry, and then we'll go on to the next step. Okay, so the next step is my signature sponge technique, which is fairly simple. Once again, you just create a little puddle, like so. Just dab a specialized sponge on here. You just dab it on the gun in random areas. Do this until you feel like you have enough green on the gun. And then just wait for it to dry, and then repeat the process on the other side. Okay, now the next step is going to be somewhat new. Actually, not somewhat new, but a blast from the past. You're going to want to take a damp sponge and your khaki again. And what you're going to want to do is gently mist. Just mist it. Mist the gun, mist the gun, mist the gun, mist the gun, mist, 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 mist. And you're going to take your sponge and just kind of scuff up the paint. Kind of give it that one blended color. Swab it away. And then you'll do that same technique on the other side, and then you will almost be done. Alright, for your final step, you're going to want to take your Valspar flat clear coat finish, or whatever kind of clear coat you got. Make sure it's flat color, and then just paint over the entire gun to give it that final finish and make it more resistant to scuffs and whatnot. So. And then after that dries, you can flip it over and do the other side. Although, I would highly recommend doing 2 coats on the gun to definitely make sure that it's resistant to any kind of natural wear. But that's up to you. Alright guys, here is the finished product. It's I think it came out pretty nice. And here is also my new M14 chest rig. As you can see, I got my 1911 on my chest. I got my spare magazines right here. Got my little thumb pouch going. Got a hydration carrier on my back. And I got a little not admin pouch, but this item pouch for whatever. And this is actually the gear I'm going to be running on Fun on the Run paintball on Saturday, June 14th during the Army of Two game starring Teddy and I, hosted by Geddon's Games. The location will be in Fort Worth, and once again at Fun on the Run paintball fields. So if you can, go ahead and swing on by. Come meet Teddy and I. We would love to meet new enthusiastic airsofters and give them some pointers, and just looking forward to playing with a bunch of well-rounded players or new players. Doesn't matter, the more the merrier. And hopefully you can actually get the drop on Teddy and I. Well, I wouldn't say hopefully, maybe you can. We will see. Only if you show up to find out. Until then, my name is Phoenix. I am from PT Airsoft, and I will see you guys in the next video.